And then I went into the service and finally ended up going overseas as a replacement for the 90th Infantry Division.
This would have been about what year?
This would have been at the 1944. I went into service 43.
Right.
Went over in 44 and joined the 90th, which had gone in D-Day, but they'd gone in at Utah Beach. Well, after I was in the hospital at the end of the war, and I rejoined my outfit, the 90th Infantry Division, which was stationed near the Czech border. And after I was there for a while, they sent me up to division headquarters, where I was to interrogate Italian prisoners of war and Spanish prisoners of war. And as I mentioned, my interrogation of the Italian prisoners was at times kind of a farce, because I spoke a dialect from Calabria, the southern part of Italy, and the prisoners from up north didn't have any idea what I was talking about. It was civilian internment camp number 8 in Garmisch.
American-controlled prisoner of war
Yes,
camp.
it was a civilian internment camp for people who fell into the category of automatic arrest. Some of them were quite a bit higher, and later I think some of them were transferred to the lower Nuremberg trials.
Right, there were several of them, right?
Yeah, well, there were no trials conducted in Garmisch. About my first interrogation, I was really excited, and I had a notebook and I had questions written out, and this very handsome man came in, flowing white hair, and just a little kitchen table, 2 kitchen chairs across from each other. And I started out with "Wie heißen Sie? Wo wohnen Sie? Wie lange waren Sie bei der Partei?" And then he said, "Herr Kommissar Tursi, would it facilitate the interrogation if we were to conduct it in English?" I think I said, "Huh?"
The reason for the interrogation, where would your report go?
The report would go back to the camp commander,
Right.
and then could go on elsewhere. But after I had verified everything he told me, we still could not get him released.
Right.
The interrogators, I think we probably had about 8. 7 of them were Jewish refugees, most of them German, but some of them from other parts. And Eric Roll, that I mentioned, was a Romanian. Among other people in our camp, we had Hitler's butler, Arturo, he was called. And we didn't know whether Hitler drove him crazy or whether he drove Hitler crazy. It was interesting. But
Did you have any chance to interface with him at all?
yeah.
What was he like?
Well, he was funny, and he wanted to be humorous. He wanted to be liked, and he would get an accordion and come and play in the lunch rooms and so forth. He would come in and he'd sing songs and play. And he may have been playing the part, but he did a good job.